sorry, but this probably isn't for you. That's right, you heard that correctly. It's probably not for you. Welcome to another episode of Windshield Wisdom. Yours Bruley here. It is a sunny summer Monday morning here in Maine at the time of this recording. And this might not be for you, but you'll have to figure that out. What am I referring to? Well, in part, this video, and in equal parts, my business model, my brand. And then I think the lesson is you're not for everybody either. Who you are, what you have to offer, the brand that is uniquely you or your organization ain't for everybody. The sooner you figure that out, the better off you will be. This is something that took me a long time to come around to. The whole concept of if you're marketing to everybody, you're marketing to nobody. And really, my niche probably still isn't tight enough. You want to zero in on almost to a granular level who your product, service, brand, message is for. And the best way to do that is process of elimination. Who isn't it for? So I'll give you some examples. My brand, a couple red flags and like people that this isn't for: my coaching, my message, my books, my speaking. It's not for people who have an external locus of control. If you don't know what that means, it means basically, if you have an external locus of control, you think the world, whatever is going to happen is going to happen, and you have no personal control over it. As opposed to someone with an internal locus of control who believes they create their own destiny. They're 100% responsible for their own results. People with an external locus of control tend to play the lottery. People with an internal one know better. So if you have an external locus of control and you just think, hey, whatever happens, happens, I have no influence over it, and you're kind of like woo-woo, I'm not for you. If you ever use the expression, Mercury is in retrograde, I am also not for you. If you don't know what that means, good. Keep it that way. If you are an employee and you're being sent to a coach or told to go find a coach to work with you to improve a weakness, a blind spot, if you're underperforming and you need to kind of get back to the mean, get back to the pack, so to speak, in your department, I'm not for you. I don't fix broken people and help them get back to average. I only work with high performers. Keeping with the theme of if you are an employee, I'm not for you. Specifically what I mean by that is typically employees are indoor cats. They're fed a steady diet, they're fed leads, they are fed a salary. They don't have to go out and hunt. They're not hunters. They're comfortable. And they don't, more importantly, they tend to not have a skin in the game. Unless you're a commission salesperson or you got a small base salary, it's not enough to live on, and you've got to go produce. That's maybe a different story. You got some skin in the game. But if you have no skin in the game and you're not the one paying for the coaching, I'm not for you. Your company's just going to scratch you a check and you're not financially and emotionally invested in getting better, in getting to that next level, breaking through that plateau, that ceiling of success that you're at. I'm not for you. You've got to have a skin in the game. How important is skin in the game? Sigmund Freud the famous psychologist who thought everything was about sex. This, when he did psychotherapy, he didn't just work with affluent clients, but as a courtesy and kind of as a service to his community, he would counsel the poor. However, they didn't get free counseling. They had to commit to donate, what little they had, or like any nominal amount of money, to a charity of their choice. Why? Because even back then, Freud knew the value of being invested in improving your own situation. He knew the value of having a skin in the game. No matter how destitute someone was, he knew they needed to have a skin in the game in order to improve. So that's why I think it's very important, and that's why I won't typically work with an employee who isn't also invested financially to some degree, in some way, shape, or form. Who else am I not for? If you belong to a multi-level marketing company, aka a pyramid scheme, I'm not for you. It's like 0.5% of all people belonging to direct sales, multi-level marketing make money. They're the ones at the top of the pyramid ripping everyone else off. You're not building a business. You're temporarily stacking up a house of cards. It's not a viable business model. I won't work with you. I have no interest in working with multi-level marketers. And if you're the head of a multi-level marketing organization planning a conference, virtual or otherwise, don't call me. I don't speak to multi-level marketing organizations unless they can document and prove that their members actually make money. It's a viable job opportunity for the majority of their participants. And the reality of it is, there's a single company out there that can prove that, so I'm asking them to do the impossible. They may as well just mail me a unicorn. So, there's a smattering of who I'm not for. Who else am I not for? My message is not for you if you don't walk your talk. You say one thing and do something else, or you say one thing and then do nothing. If you're allergic to accountability, I'm not for you. So what I've done with that one right there is I've eliminated a large percentage of the population. And that's actually a good thing, not a bad thing. Because if you're not a believer in accountability, you're not going to get results. It's that simple. Or if you believe in accountability for the people you lead, but not for yourself, we're not going to get results for you. You're a hypocrite. You're all talk and no walk. So that's a sample of some of the, excuse me, furball. That's a sample of some of the types of people, some of the audiences that I am not for. I'll give you one other. Newbies. And what I mean by newbies, and I don't mean that in like a condescending or a negative sense, but if you are literally someone who has yet to start a business, I'm not for you. Because what I teach is a little more advanced strategy. What I teach is for someone who already has a client base, a customer base, a mailing list, an audience. So if you're a newbie, I'm also not for you. If you've if you've never had a coach before, I may or may not be for you. Let me explain that one, because that had a disclaimer attached to it. And this is just kind of a fun fact over the last 13 years of being in business. The overwhelming majority, when I say overwhelming majority, I don't mean 51%. I mean like 98% of my client base are people who have had a coach before. So number one, they're people who believe in coaching. They're people who have invested in themselves. Number two, they're people who have invested in themselves in the past. They've scratched that check. They have a skin in the game financially and emotionally. But number three, so they've had a coach before. They believe in coaching. They pay for it. Number three, they weren't necessarily getting what they were looking for in their last coach. I tend to be the coach people go to when they weren't satisfied with the lack of results, or just the, let's say, modest results they were getting with another coach. And I like it that way. I'm disappointed that they didn't have a great experience with their last coach, because I think good coaching begets more good coaching. We need more good people, talented people, credible, legitimate professionals in our space. But I am happy that they realized they're looking for more. They weren't willing to settle for what little they were getting in the way of their results before. Like, if you want to double your sales, double your results, come to me. That's what most of my clients are able to do. Not overnight. You know, it's a marathon, not a sprint. But if you're willing to work the process, trust the process, and apply the strategy we teach, you'll get those same results. And I guarantee that. So it's typically for someone who has had a coach before but wants more. And just knowing these things and being able to filter out suspects from prospects, people I'm not for, from the people I am for, has been incredibly helpful. And hopefully this video has helped you kind of tighten the lens and focus the lens. Like, let's say your business is like your prospecting is like you're looking through a camera. Is the camera focused? Do you have a tight, narrow target you're zooming in on? And is the image clear of what you're looking at and looking for? You got to rule a lot of things out. You got to rule a lot of people out to find the right people. It's the reality of business. You want to, I call it repulsion marketing. I don't mean you need to behave repulsively or be repulsive looking or have your brand be, quote, repulsive, but it's repulsion marketing. You want to repel the people that you are not for. Your message is not for. And in doing so, kind of like a magnet, if you take two magnets and they're not facing in the correct direction, both of them, one of those two magnets is going to get repelled from the other. And then if you flip that magnet over, or you take out another magnet and it's pointing in the right direction, you'll be attracted to your magnet. So I use that analogy because there's attraction marketing and there's repulsion marketing. Some people think it's enough just to attract. I don't think so. I think you also need to repel. And by attracting and repelling simultaneously, attract the right ones, repel the wrong ones, you accelerate the right people finding you. You accelerate the suspects from leaving your your sales pipeline. You're following your brand. You're prospecting. So how can you accelerate the process and get better results? You do it with repulsion marketing. Repel the wrong ones and attract the right ones. And those two things go hand in hand. I hope you found this video to be helpful in tightening the focus, clarifying the lens that is your business. If you have, please subscribe, like, comment, do what you will with the video. Whatever you do, make sure you head over to CoachBrew.com, sign up for my e-news, because we're all about doubling your sales and doubling your results. And when you do that, you're going to get a 12-page special report titled exactly that. It's my premium newsletter that you get as a gift for signing up. Normally it's a $99 value for my inner circle, but it's called Double Your Sales, Double Your Results. I don't know anybody that wouldn't want to do that. So head on over there, check it out. We'll catch you in the next episode of Windshield Wisdom.